Hello, my name is Kim. You might have seen me online under haha links as well. I am very excited to have you all here today. And I also was very happy that I was taken up on my mentorship program. I was able to help some people contribute to the matrix.org website and the Matrix conference website. And with all that work together, we are happy to announce that we just merged the update to the conference website for 2026. We now have a Matrix Conference 2026 website. Yeah, per usual, you can find it at conference.matrix.org, and on it you can find some buttons. The first of all being the call for proposals, which is open as of right now. So yeah, come and submit your proposals for the Matrix Conference 26 in Malmö, Sweden this autumn. And happy to hand over to the next person.
Who's next? There you go. Yeah. So what was your project, Florian?
To play with the e-screen and the paper ticket things. Yeah. So I did two things. One is to add like slash commands in Element Web, so you can basically like print everything you want in Element Web. It will be forwarded to the ticket paper things. And the second one is to create a bot that you can invite in your room, and it will forward every message and every image to the e-screen and to the ticket. So basically, you invite a spyware in your room, everything will be added. Yeah. So this is
cool.
Yeah, that's all.
Thank you, Florian. Cool project. Talking of creative projects, Robin, I think you have something to show us.
Yes, I would love to show this. Hello, I'm Robin from Elements VoIP team. A lot of what I do is working on Matrix RTC, and my goal for this hackathon was to create a fun little poster in the style of an IKEA instruction manual as a hands-on guide to be able to establish your own working connection with an element call Matrix RTC session. And so, yeah, I didn't get it finished because, I don't know, it just takes a lot of time. But I have the first page here in which you are getting your components gathered and setting up a Vite project and logging in just by sending, completely unaided HTTP requests without a Matrix SDK, because I thought that would be fun and pretty doable. And then on the next page here, you are beginning to send your sticky events to actually connect to the session. And so congratulations, at this point, you are technically connected to the session. The other user will see your tile on the screen. But yeah, I obviously want to complete this and have more fun doodling little IKEA guys. I was inspired by guides such as Julia Evans's like guides to Linux, and as well as like the manga guide to Linux. I think documentation should be fun, and I hope you agree. All right.
Thank you, Robin. Henry, do you want to go ahead?
Hello, I'm Henry. I worked on Nexus Client, a Flutter client for Matrix with the GoMux SDK. We added state event fetching for member list, image loading, and mention support. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have more people? Yeah, Timo.
Hello. So I took a look at some common problems that we see in the Matrix ecosystem, and one of them is that we write an issue on Element Web or somewhere and people just don't look at it maybe. Maybe it goes on for weeks and no one looks at it. And I took a look at a different problem. There's also always people looking for funding, Matrix Foundation looking for more money. I thought about how can we combine the two. And so the new trick is, I don't know how it works with the microphone. Can you hold it? So you open your laptop and write an issue. And then if you pay a small amount on some developer's machine, it prints out this little thing. And it says, new comment from Keegan on issue, leave room button. Looks good to me, other than query. This is from 2015. Maybe this was merged, maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, if you want to remind them, you can pay a small amount to get this printed out in front of its desk. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Timo. Do we have other projects? I know there was a lot of hacking. Do we have somebody who wanted to do something and didn't manage to finish it? It's still interesting to do. Bruno, yeah, come.
You have to sing the waiting song.
Yeah, on the failed side of projects, we tried to implement matrix room search for events, and we looked through the code and we noticed that in the Rust SDK the search function was nearly done, so it was okay. And then we tried to implement it into the Matrix X client, and well, it was written in Kotlin. We didn't understand anything and stumbled across and failed miserably at the end. So that's it. It was fun, but yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Bruno. I think we had other projects. I know some people contributed to the website, for example. I don't know if they want to speak or if they have much to say. But it was a success because several PRs were open. So I'm very happy that new contributors are showing up and know that it's not that difficult to come and contribute. Jan, I see you moving. Yeah. Do you have something to showcase? Do you want me to hold the mic for you?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
So there were a couple of things I did. First was actually setting up some router, which kind of worked. Oh, no, it is working. There's the other thing. I looked into this Cloudflare building on top of Matrix problem, which was really interesting, and it turned out it is a ridiculous idea, and I should not follow it. And then there was the project of looking into the into a way to get people more known to other people which are already on the Matrix network. And there I learned that there is now a endpoint where I can get the shared rooms with other users, which is maybe a key to that, but I haven't figured out how. And then I talked to a couple of people why they like the day-to-day and how we can extend it. And so I managed to get something together, which is the Matrix Community Summit website announcement for 2026, which will be from 21st of May to 25th of May in Berlin at Seabase again. And I did something here, but I failed at the end with the logo. So the logo is still from 2025. But there is some content, and I think I will push it later today.
Okay, so this is more on the topic of failed projects, but to be honest, it also was quite ambitious. We tried to merge the widget API spec. And we didn't get there, but I met up with a couple of spec core members like Dave, Travis, and also Hubert, and we could identify a quite decent process, like where to put what in which MSCs, because there's like so much like historic stuff and new stuff. And yeah, now we are at a place where I feel like lots of people have converged what we actually need. There are a couple of actual use cases. And yeah, we're quite happy that we find like one core shared thing we actually need, and we try to focus on just this. and actually build the basic blocks we can then merge. And we have a huge backlog on MSCs for add-on features, which we all cannot merge because the core bits are still missing. And yeah, it was a good opportunity to gather together on this. So there was progress made.
All right, last chance. Anyone? Go ahead.
Hello, I'm Alexei, in the community known as Kitsune. I'm the maintainer of Leap Quotient, and I'm also the Spec Core team member. And half of me on the Leap Quotient side, we used this FOSDEM to synchronize with the folks at NeoChat team, again, like the last FOSDEM, to understand how we are moving on with the project overall. I tried to push out my head of the project lead to them. They rejected. I gladly accepted the rejection. So you will have to be stuck with me for another time. But the good news is that we are going to try to reboot the backend of Leap Quotient, at least on the encryption side, shortly this year, and use Matrix Trust SDK for encryption. And on the other side, as a Spec Core team member, I thought of what we can do with unstable identifiers, because they hurt when they bleed into the actual federation. So I used AI in a bit better way than that hapless Cloudflare folk did. It took a bit more time, I guess, to interact with the AI in a sensible manner. But as a result, I figured that pretty much everybody else is using unstable identifiers if they're using it in a bit more conservative way than we do. So probably the next MSC from me, which is currently in the making, will clamp down on unstable identifiers, and we will be seeing more of those nice M. things in the Federation traffic compared to what happened to polls.
All right. Thank you. Anyone else? Nico.
So this partially goes into the direction of failed projects, because I wanted to work on a project, but I didn't make it out of this room. But on the other hand, because I'm on the governing board, I used this opportunity to talk to a lot of people that it's easier to exchange with in person. And we talked about, for example, how there's sometimes a communication mismatch with the understanding people have outside of the foundation and people inside of the foundation, and how we could possibly address that gap. Also, just in general, how we can encourage volunteer work better and make sure that this people can be active there and not blocked by anything. And then also, just in general, I talked a lot about MLS with different people and the different approaches we can take, and possibly also how we can collaborate better. So a lot of useful discussions to get things started, but I didn't make it up to where I actually wanted to work on something.
Hi, I'm Manoa from the Spec Core team, and along with Travis and Tobias Fella, I updated the custom emojis MSC. You're welcome.
Any more good news? Yeah.
Hi, my name is Michael. I'm working for Nordic and in Nebo Standalone. And during this hackathon, I tried to use WebSockets for as alternative to LiveKit as a transport for Matrix RTC, and did some demo. So basically, I was able to start a WebSocket server where clients could connect to and send events that are sent to each neighborhood standalone instance. And basically, I would like to show a small demo. So it basically runs. So you can see. So instead of LiveKit, I'm using WebSockets here, and it's all events are sent via via WebSockets, and as API basically allows us to abstract event sending and subscriptions, and we don't. As alternative, we could just replace WebSockets instead of LiveKit. So of course it needs a lot of improvements, but overall just prototype, a demo, that seems to work. Yeah.
Congratulations. Anybody else? Nobody wants?
I could talk about a failed one.
Go ahead.
So yeah, Matthew, Spec Core team lead, I guess. And the one thing I wanted to do today was to land more of the Matrix 2.0 MSCs like Sliding Sync or work on Matrix RTC. You will be shocked and stunned to hear that the one thing I've not done today is open a Matrix 2.0 MSC. However, I have got entirely sucked into one of the most painful issues I think I've seen anywhere in the Matrix spec process, which is canonical JSON, where Neil Alexander, one of the guys working on Dendrite a few years ago, opened an issue about 5 years ago saying canonical JSON is completely broken in that it should be more simple, it should not be in any way platform dependent, and it should be signing the bytes on the wire rather than canonicalizing things and signing a canonical representation. And this GitHub issue was quite, shall we say, enthusiastic and went on for about 2 or 3 months and then stopped in 2023. And then about 2 weeks ago, for reasons I haven't quite understood, it suddenly reappeared as if nothing had happened, continuing from the previous comment, except this time it got even more intense and even more angry. And it's a really, really interesting thing that basically sums up the misadventures of the Spec Core team, that we have 2 very, very smart people, Neil Alexander and Rich VDH in this instance, going back and forth, somehow totally failing to connect. And I grabbed Talir briefly about this and said, hey, Talir, do you understand what's going on here? And we concluded that we didn't. And therefore, between me and Talir, Neil Alexander and VDH, we have 4 people who don't understand what the actual core thing is. And there is an awful lot of, please, can you give me an example where it fails? And yes, there are so many examples. And then there isn't an actual one that you can reproduce and fix. Basically, the whole thing boils down to whether the reason that we canonicalize JSON on Federation is to make sure that the thing you sign is accurate, or is it also checking that the person receiving it is going to be able to decode it and deserialize it to the format that it was in as the sender intended? I think. Maybe. Basically, the entire point of this is that if anybody in this room thinks they understand either why canonical JSON works or why it doesn't work, please come and explain it to me, and I will then try to summarize it on the issue, and we can stop people fighting on the internet. And that is why I didn't do any Matrix 2.0 MSCs today.
All right. Anyone else? Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, yeah, so what I have is very simple, but it's, I've got it such that I can install a, like, Matrix bridge on my home server, and then just with one click, I can have it register the app service, and it sets up all the keys or the tokens automatically. I can hit submit, and then it automatically makes that connection. Very simple, but it works very nicely. I can even also go and delete that app service, or that app service registration from Synapse, and then this will pop up again asking to register it again. So, sorry? Oh, this is StartOS. This is a Linux distribution that I maintain for running a home server. So, yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Nobody once? Nobody twice? You? Go ahead.
Yes. Hello, I'm Network Exception. I tried 2 days ago to deploy on the same live kit as I do run element call and stuff on Matrix RTC, the Visio last suite meet project from the French government, and I found out that they rely on an option that is explicitly set to false if you run the Matrix stuff. Basically, it would allow any Matrix user to use your live kit to send to start rooms, and you don't want that. You want it to be limited to your own home server, and so LiveKit doesn't really support this granularity currently that Meet wants, but Element wants differently, or Matrix RTC. So I spent a bit of time and wrote some 3 2-line patches and one a bit bigger patch, removing some code from JWT LiveKit service, and now it's all working by encoding these permission bits into the tokens rather than having it set in the config globally. And I'll submit that to the LiveKit guys later on.
Thank you. Anyone else? Nobody once? Nobody twice? This is usually the moment when somebody jumps in. All right. Can you stop the live stream?